All right. This is Scare Talk. I am Danny, and I'm here with Baghead Jason Joel.
Hey guys, what's up?
Yeah, Joel's got a bag on his head with
do.
one little eye hole.
Yeah,
I don't know why he doesn't have two, but he only did
Jason
one.
Doesn't need to.
All right, so we're here to talk about the next installment in the Friday the 13th franchise. Friday the 13th, part 2. All right, Joel, can you tell us who was a part of it?
All right, so this one stars Amy Steele. She is Ginny. John Fury. He is Paul.
John Fury.
Yeah.
Wow.
With an E in there, and it's not. Yeah, it's F-U-R-E-Y, but it's still Fury. Okay. And Kirsten Baker, who is Terry, and it was written by Ron Kurz, who also was a writer for the first one, but was uncredited for some reason. So I don't know what that means when that happens, because I've seen that happen a few times where they're like uncredited and like, what does that even mean? This was directed by Steve Miner, who we have talked about once before with Halloween H2O as a director, and he also directed Lake Placid. So.
All right. He improved over the years.
He did, yeah. He did.
All right.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah. All right. So 5 years after the events of the first film, a summer camp next to the infamous Camp Crystal Lake is preparing to open, but the legend of Jason is weighing heavy on the proceedings. The legend of Jason.
We're going to open right next to it. It's not technically it, but it's close. Jason can't get us here.
I want to know, like, the location. You know, like, where are these
places?
Like
a campground, like, literally right next to it.
Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of interesting.
That is weird. What? Make it a different state. Like, why do you have to make it right next to Camp Crystal Lake?
You're just playing with danger.
Yeah, exactly. No, nothing can get us here. This is a totally different area.
Yeah,
it's right next to it. You can't cross over.
So we've got counselors coming over again. You know, in these movies, I don't know. We haven't gotten too far into them, but it's always they're like
the
preparing
before,
yeah, not like during the actual camp.
We can't kill children. That's just cruel. Even though Jason was a child that died, can't actually show it.
Yeah.
I think there are kids in the fourth one.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Yes, there are.
Yeah.
But the fourth one, there's no camp. I don't think.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Because what's his name is in it? Corey Feldman.
Got
in the fourth one.
Corey in there.
Yeah. All right, but we're in part 2. So we got Baghead. So Jason, he still does not have his hockey mask. He's low rent right now with a bag. Yeah. I don't know where he got this bag.
I don't either.
It's like a sack.
Yeah.
I don't think we learned that. But
like Trick or Treat Sackhead, Jason.
Yeah. Kind of like The Strangers.
Yeah. Actually, it does look like that one.
Yeah.
The big one.
So he's a full-grown man in this one, 5 years later.
Yeah. How time works, apparently.
Yeah. He uses a variety of weapons, as you can see in this picture. I think that's a pickaxe or I can't tell.
I can't really see it.
Pickaxe.
Yeah.
Anyways, uses a variety of weapons, but I do believe he uses a machete in this one, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure. Mm-hmm. And he slits throats. I don't think you can do that with it. Usually machetes are not sharp. They're like used for more of like hacking and chopping down things. So you can't just slide it across someone's throat and just slit their throat. Like that's just, I mean, unless he has like a sharpener that he's using.
He
like,
could. I mean, he doesn't. He was only able to find a bag for his head, but maybe he's got a sharpener somewhere.
Yeah, he's got
on that campground
garage that he works. He works on his weapons. Is this the one that has the snake in the?
No, that was the first one.
Oh, we didn't talk about that.
Pretty sure that was the first one. I think.
Was it? I think it's this one. Maybe it's the first one.
I don't remember.
Because there's the machete that's used to chop up the snake.
Yeah, it might be this one.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was a real snake. Like, I wonder if, like, real. Back then, there was, we'll kill all the animals, whatever. PETA wasn't involved yet.
I mean, it's
like,
a snake.
There weren't any,
It was like a black snake, too.
There weren't any laws with harming animals yet.
Yeah. So, and that was random. Like, what was the point of that?
To show how sharp the machete is.
It can cut a snake.
Except he did hack it a couple times before it actually chopped it in half. It wasn't a clean one-time hit. So, I don't know. Maybe it shows the dullness of machetes. Yeah,
there you go. It's a very important aspect to the film. But it's scenes like that where it's like, okay, you're just trying to fill time in your movie.
In your hour and a half movie.
It would be a very short film. And there's a number of scenes like that where it's like not consequential to anything. It's just kind of people doing things. You know? And then they get killed off, and then the next couple of people are doing things, and then they get killed off. And so anyways, we're gonna try to stay away from spoilers, even though we already talked about snakes getting chopped, and that might not even be in this movie. We don't remember. But
mentioning the machete, I don't think we had one in the first movie. So I think
it's this one.
It was in this one.
Yeah. It's a big spoiler, but
for sure.
We'll try to stay away from spoilers. I think at the end there's some pretty memorable pieces that this movie is known for. So we'll discuss that in the Patreon section.
The opening scene's a pretty spoiler scene too. So there are a couple spoiler things in this movie.
Yep. So if you want to hang out to talk spoilers with us, you're going to go to patreon.com/scaretalk. Sign up for one of those tiers, and you can access all the spoilers to all the episodes, and you get 7 days free. So you might as well just go over there and do it.
Yeah. Watch them all.
Yep. Subscribe to our channel, our YouTube channel, so you can get all the episodes. You can get alerted, and it can show up on your feed right away. Makes it very convenient. And most of you who watch us on YouTube are not subscribed. So what are you doing? If you're going to watch us, just subscribe. Makes it easier.
Just a little.
Make your life easier.
Click of a
button. All right. So with that out of the way, I will say something about my biggest negative with this movie. And it is at the end, but I'm going to stay away from spoiling it.
Okay.
Something happens at the end that makes it seem like a cliffhanger. But then the next scene happens. And we just move on.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I'm trying to think, because we've mentioned this a couple of times where there's stuff that kind of like gets blended in with these movies.
Yeah.
And we're already doing that with the whole snake thing. So these movies not looking promising for this franchise.
I feel like you can't watch more than one
at a time
within a week. To then really differentiate them.
Yeah.
But maybe that won't even work, because then you'll forget. Because these movies are not super memorable. I wouldn't say.
No.
There's certain
Really not.
things about each one that you might remember. You
We are
might not
pissed off
remember
all
which
the
movie
thing.
they're from.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Sackhead Jason, I always remember that's part 2.
Yeah.
You know, I'll remember that.
Yeah.
I'll remember something that the final girl does at the end to try to get out of this situation. I'll remember that in this one. There is something that happens at the end that makes it seem like, oh no, and then the next scene happens and it's just like that didn't even happen at all. So we'll talk about
that, and I don't remember exactly what that was.
Yeah, and
oh man,
so that bugged me, and I don't know, that's a big negative. There aren't really memorable characters here. I mean, Jenny is somewhat memorable, and the dude that she's with for a good portion is memorable, but not very memorable.
Is this the one bunch of them just like left the camp to like
to go party?
They weren't even there for all this stuff to go that went down.
I think I think some of them came back, but not all of them, to see what happened. You got the guy in the wheelchair.
Yeah,
pretty good kill with that.
He was kind of annoying at first.
Memorable kills.
I wasn't a fan of his in the beginning, but he grew on me. Unlike the wheelchair kid in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie.
What was his name?
My most hated. Oh, what was his name? I don't even remember anymore. He was so obnoxious, though.
He had a great name. I remember it being like something that just fit him so well.
Yeah, I don't remember what his name was.
Anyways.
So not all wheelchair people are annoying in these movies. So that's good.
Some of the lines in this, from here on, I feel like in the first one, there wasn't that many like really out of pocket, as they say, lines. In this one, it was like, wow, that was forward. Or like, like, why are you doing this? Why are you talking about this? Why'd you say that? Did people talk like this in the 80s? I don't know.
Yeah, there were a couple moments like that for sure.
Well, in the first one, we didn't mention the strip Monopoly. They had strip Monopoly game.
Yeah, that's an interesting strip game.
Instead of paying rent, you have to take off an article of clothing.
Yeah.
I don't know how you win. Like, what if you get a hotel?
Everyone's naked.
Like, what does that
mean? It's just,
like, we can get kind of crazy with this game. We have to start selling back your property. Like, man, now what?
Yeah. It doesn't get to that point before everyone's naked.
But then what? So, anyways, but there's a lot of that kind of stuff where it's like, hold on.
Did you write down quotes? Or?
No, I got a text.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Like there's an exchange between two characters. One was the wheelchair guy, and the girl's like, "So, like, what happened to you?" And he's like, "I got in a motorcycle accident, paralyzed. My legs, can't move them." And she's like, "Does other things work?" It's like, dude, this guy's in a wheelchair. Why are you? It's like, I mean, not that people in wheelchairs can't, do those things, but it's like, man, you are really really.
What, you mean
more
like
than
my
that.
hands? My hands work. They're fine.
And I can't remember how he
I can
responds,
talk.
but he
Yeah.
has like a really funny response to it. Like,
Yeah, I don't remember what it was either, but yeah.
but yeah, it's like exchanges like that is all over the place, and so it's
They're
funny.
it's camp. They're
Yeah,
this was the whole reason Pamela, like the killer from the first one, went crazy. Like horny teenagers, and
true.
although they're not teenagers, but whatever. None
Hopefully
of
they're
them
not.
are any teenagers. Like, there's no way.
Be some be getting in trouble for filming.
I mean, you can
this.
be 18, be a teenager. Like,
That's
that
true.
still
That's
counts.
true. That's true. Yeah, 18, 19.
Yeah, but
okay.
none of these people are of that age.
I don't think so.
These movies.
So not to get like hung up on the wheelchair guy, but I don't know why I'm so fixated on this. But so they're gonna play a game to like see who wins. I don't know what you win. I don't know. But he gives her the choice of like a football game or like a baseball game and a hockey game.
Mm-hmm.
What are those? Are those like little handheld video games? Or what were those things?
I think they were handheld games. I had a football game that looked similar to that. Okay. There was also I had like a baseball one that was actually like in the shape of a baseball bat, and you like swing it.
Oh
and,
yeah,
I had one of those. So
but it wasn't making any noise.
Yeah,
like I don't know. I assumed they were like electronic handheld games, but they didn't make any sound.
Yeah, that
but they would have to be like, how are you gonna play hockey with this like little rectangle?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, they didn't show what they probably either had to turn the music or sound off in like post, or there was like a mute button or something, because they didn't show what it was. So you can get away with that kind of thing with like as long as they don't show what the actual product was.
Like, we can't afford these games.
Yeah,
so just take this little.
They'd have to pay the company like a portion of whatever they make, and these movies are low budget, so
definitely
they need all the money they can keep. So they may have had to like mute the games or turn the sound off in post.
Yeah,
or something,
maybe.
But
but he gives her the choice, and she's like, "The one with the puck." Like, what? What does that mean? I don't even understand how that's an innuendo. I'm like, because you said it all seductively.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Everything's an innuendo when you say it a certain way.
And that's what I mean. Like, it's just all over the movie, things like that. So, I mean, you can kind of laugh at it. And, I don't know if it was meant to be like taken seriously before, like in the 80s. Like, was this supposed to be funny or like seductive or like, I don't know.
I don't think these movies even back then were supposed to be taken seriously.
Okay.
I think they were still like B-rated movies.
Yeah.
They just
but did they scare people?
Popularity with Jason.
Were they supposed to be scary?
There have been a couple of like jump scares.
Yeah.
That happened throughout these three movies.
Yeah.
That I could see jumping in the theater when these movies first came out.
People getting thrown through windows and stuff like that.
Yeah, looking for a boyfriend and like, oh, there he is. Just launched through the window.
There's a number of times that happens.
It's
either someone's body or Jason himself flying through the windows. And
that did happen in this movie, didn't it? Where I think.
Or he like just barges through a door. He just like breaks through the door, but he just like walks normal through the door. Like he's not even running. He's just walking. And it just explodes.
It just like shatters. Yeah. No.
That happens in this one, man. One of the other ones. But yeah, there's definitely a couple of things toward the end that happen that are probably the most memorable of this movie. So we're going to stay away from that. There is a character that was in the first one that is in this one.
There is.
And, you know, you'll have to hear about that character later. So they are the only real, I mean, of course, Jason, but character that is in both the first and second.
I thought you were talking about the other character because there's multiple characters.
There's Jason and person from the gas station.
No, there's a third person.
Oh, I don't remember a third person.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, is there a part like a part of them?
No,
like a body part.
Like this person has speaking lines in this movie.
Really? Okay.
You don't.
I'm trying to think of who it is. Anyway,
we'll get there.
Okay, we'll get there.
So there's 3 people.
Oh man,
first movie.
3 people
that are in this movie.
All right. So there's the memorable kill with the wheelchair guy. And there's some other kills. The thing with these first 2 movies that is surprising to me is you don't see a lot of the kills. Like, most of them, it's just kind of like, you know, he might do this. And you don't actually see it hit the person.
Yeah.
And then it just shows the person on the ground dead or with something in their head or, you know.
There was one scene, there was one kill where he stabbed down. I'm like, what are you stabbing at when you're stabbing down? This person's standing. What are you stabbing at? How did this? And didn't show the aftermath of where he cut. It's like, this person's just dead now. How? Where did you stab?
Severed an artery. Which is surprising to me. We don't see the actual action happen for a lot of the kills. Some of them we actually see the object like go into the person or come out of a neck or something like that.
But we saw an axe to the face in the first movie. That was I think that we saw more with that than we did with this entire movie. Which we saw the bodies on the ground. We didn't see exactly where they were stabbed or cut or whatever. But
and I know some of these movies were really kind of edited and ripped apart by the MPAA.
Probably
at the time, because it was there was a lot of protests and people having issue with the violence in these slasher films at the time and the nudity and
they would have
all of that.
Today's horror movies. If that was too much for you.
I think it was the Satanic Panic, I think is what they call it, of the 80s.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of religious people that were very against these types of things. So there was a lot of editing that went on.
Yeah, when I put on the first movie, I've owned at least the first 8 of these movies for quite a while. I got them on Friday the 13th, it was a Fandango deal for $13 for the first 8 movies. That's a good deal. I'm sure we're gonna talk about these at some point. This was a few years ago. And when I put on the first one, it said theatrical release. I'm like, is there another version of this movie?
Oh yeah, I put on an uncut version of the first one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
For the next episode, I'll have to bring my box set in because I got a box set.
Nice.
It's
I wanted to get that the big box set that they made a couple years ago.
That's what I got.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. And I finally get to use it It's been a couple of years that I've owned it and haven't like. I mean, I've thrown one or two on, but I've been saving it. I'm like, it's time. It is time to put these on.
I kind of want to get the box set for this. I want to
get. Yeah, it comes with like a little
big.
Yeah, it comes with a little booklet, too, which is pretty cool.
Isn't there like 30 Blu-ray it comes with, or like a bunch of? Because I think each movie has its own separate DVD or Blu-ray.
Yeah,
like a making of and.
Oh, I don't know. I know there's one that's a making of that's separate from everything else. I don't know if it's a making of the whole franchise or not, but I mean, each Blu-ray has special features and stuff. Yeah. So I'm sure they have stuff like that on each one. But yeah, each one is individual. It's not like a set where you open it and it's all the discs. It's box. Each one is individual with its own case and all that.
Yeah.
So you want to get into the critics?
Let's do it.
All right. Let's see what they think of Friday the 13th Part 2. All right. So for the tomato meter, we take a big step down from the original. We got a 33%.
What? What?
I don't know.
That's probably the most
way down
I've been about any of the movies that we've done for like a. I want to say for a sequel, but I think this is the start of the franchise.
Yeah.
The first one, like I was saying in the last one, the fans don't even like it. They rarely even put it on if they're gonna watch these movies. They just skipped 2. So that's weird. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's really weird.
I mean,
I critics too though. So
yeah. And if you
person.
Yeah, even the average person will get there. But I don't know. I feel like the first one was a better made movie. Like the POV shots, there was the mystery. I think the acting was a little better than the second one. So I think it was technically kind of a better movie. So I could see critics rating that higher, and it was an original film. So I could kind of see it.
Yeah.
For fans of the franchise.
But that much though, that's a big step.
Yeah, it's a big step. Yeah. That's like 30% drop.
Yeah. It's like half of what the first one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's big. But then we get to the popcorn meter and the audience even took a step down. We're at 48%.
That's crazy.
So that's a 12% drop.
Yeah. That is you fans are interesting.
Yeah.
To say the least. Like, I don't understand. I just don't.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I'm sure it'll go up from here. But it's just like,
I don't think it's gonna.
I think once we get the mask, it'll go up. Like, I think we're number 3.
See.
I think number 3 will be Fresh again.
Oh.
Although there were
Fresh. Okay.
There were definitely number 3 was one to talk about for sure too. So,
okay. Well,
that in itself is that was an interesting watch.
I love how we're hyping up the next movie.
Of course, that's how we do it.
I don't know that we've done that with other franchises, but this one is they just bleed together.
Other franchises, they don't bleed together like as much as this one does. Like even Halloween has some differences. Friday the 13th has, or Nightmare on Elm Street has some differences.
Yeah, big differences
in each of them.
Yeah.
So it's like this is the one that you kind of have to hype up a little bit. Because they just bleed together. They're all the same.
All right, IMDb, we got a 6.1.
Okay.
So we got a drop IMDb
Not
as well.
Big of one though. Not as big of a drop.
No. Just a 0.3 drop.
Yeah.
So
that is, I can live with that.
Joel approves.
I can't deal with a 30% drop in that's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know.
Even a 12% drop is crazy.
Yeah.
But IMDb is where I usually go anyway. I don't usually go to Rotten Tomatoes to get my reviews.
Yeah. Okay. So let's give our ratings and then we'll get to the spoilers.
Yay.
And hear about that third person that I am not remembering.
I can't believe that you don't remember this person.
I know. And once you say it, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, they were in that.
Yeah.
I thought they were in 3. Okay, so I'll go first this time.
Okay.
My rating. I think I gave a 70 to the last one. So I'm gonna go 72 for this one.
Okay.
I'll give it a little higher. I like Jason.
Yeah.
I like that he's in this. He's kind of like a hillbilly. Like he's got like overalls and this like striped shirt. I'm like, what the hell?
I like that it's
like
not
where do he get his clothes and stuff?
Yeah, I know. Well, he had a mom up until the year or 5 years prior, so maybe she bought him clothes.
But they wouldn't fit him.
He's
much bigger now.
True. He was just a little boy at 5 years prior. I like that kills. Not all the kills were POV. We actually saw Jason in this. We didn't see
not for a while.
We didn't. But we did see Jason at least do a couple kills. I'm pretty sure in this movie. Pamela, like we saw her at the very end of the movie.
Yeah.
So it was all POV in that one.
Yeah.
So I liked seeing him. So I do like this movie slightly more than the first one. So I'm gonna give this one a 68. I gave the last one 64. So.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look out for the next one because it's gonna be in 3D.
Whoa!
And we're gonna film our episode in 3D. So
better have your glasses. You better have your red and blue glasses on.
Yeah.
Or red and green? I think we're red and
blue. Red
and blue, yeah.
So Friday the 13th. Is it just called 3D or is it part 3D?
I think it's part 3.
Part 3 3D.
3D, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it actually says in 3D on when you put it on. I think it shows everything in 3D, but I don't think
when I put mine on, you could pick the 3D version or the non-3D version to watch. Yeah.
You gotta do the 3D version if you're gonna.
I did not put on the 3D version.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I don't have the glasses.
Well, I don't either.
Blurry.
But I watched it still. Oh, it wasn't. It wasn't like blurry, but there were definitely some scenes that were like, okay, this is a 3D movie. Like,
yeah, and that's fine.
The camera suddenly like what?
And that's how it was in the non 3D version. It was it was just like whoa. Yeah. But if you watch the actual 3D, then it's gonna be blurry. Like you have to have the glasses.
Yeah.
So
I guess I watched the non 3D version then.
Yeah.
Because I didn't. Like nothing was blurry to me on the.
Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed. I kind of want to.
You wanted the blurry version?
Well, I wanted the real version, the version that we were meant to see.
All right, so that's the next one.
Yeah,
so look out for that one. That'll be coming soon.
Yeah.
And if you want to hang out with us for spoilers, we're going to talk spoilers for part 2 on patreon.com/scaretalk. All right.
We're not even close to talking about part 3 yet, man.
This has been Scare Talk.
I'm not doing it yet because we're not done.
Oh, yeah. All right. We'll see you guys later.